England losing for the 8th time?
Absolutely.
It's difficult to beat the one in Mumbai. Back to back, I've not seen England play as badly as that. And they've changed their tactics. They've gone back to their all-rounders. They changed the toss. They batted first. So it shows really the tactics are important. Team is important. What you do at the toss is important. But the most important thing in any sport, in cricket in particular, are having players at the top of their game, especially in the world.
As you mentioned, really, I think everyone's hurting. Difficult one to take. We're below our best by a good way.
And if you walk in that dressing room now and ask them to put their hand on their heart and say, "Are you in good nick?" I reckon maybe one or two could say that. They have all collapsed as a unit when their form has deserted them. Compare that to South Africa and their batting lineup. Everyone's in nick. You look at India and their batting lineup. Rohit, KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Shubman Gill, all in nick. You look at Maxwell coming in last night, adding another player with Warner in nick.
England are on the verge of crashing out of the 2023 World Cup after being absolutely walloped by Chris Silverwood's Sri Lanka at the Chinnaswamy. I'm Yaz Rana, and with me today is birthday boy Phil Walker.
Hey.
And just finishing marking out his long run, Mark Butcher. Reverse Lap asks, has the white ball revolution revolved too much? Well, they're not out of it just yet.
4%.
4% chance. I think that is still a bit generous.
I don't know what I'm sadder about, actually. The end of what has undoubtedly been England's greatest ever one-day international era, or the fact that they could still qualify. Because I'm not sure I could take watching too much more of that. It was possibly the worst defence of a title since Rocky Balboa came up with the head-first defence against Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies.
He bounced back.
Horrendous. Yeah, well, at least he swung a few punches back.
But it still could happen.
We know that. He bounced back.
India on Sunday. But
That's your Dolph Lundgren, definitely.
but England's tapestry of farcical World Cup exits is as rich as anyone else's. But this might be the most spectacular. Can you make sense of that batting performance?
It was horrendous. Look, got off to the sort of flyer that you'd come to expect, and kind of settled down into the armchair and watched the first 4 or 5 overs and thought, okay, here we go. Batting first, good call. Johnny and Milan sort of stroking it to all parts, and it looked as though, okay, we're back in the old routine again. And then a change of pace really. Angelo Matthews and spin coming into the attack, and suddenly England are completely and utterly all over the place. One of the things that And I flagged this a long time ago. The argument around sort of like the 100 and the 50 over competition being moved into a very much a sort of an afterthought.
Rather than reflect too much, you've got to look at what's coming next and make sure you're absolutely ready for that. And the situation we find ourselves in now is we've got to make sure we're readied and in the best possible place to perform well in the next game, and just look at that as a World Cup final now, and then do the same for the game after that and the game after that. So all we've got to do is really focus on Sri Lanka, putting in a brilliant performance there, trying to learn a few little lessons along the way like we always have to, but full focus now turns towards a few days' time where we've really got to get it right.